down in Arkansas, the land of the razorback, where they'll split your back with a razor. Right? Them chiefs that like to use the knives, you know. They talk about the Mexicans using knives. Them chiefs in Arkansas used to cut you fast as they can call you by your name. Probably by the time you get your name out, you've been cut every which way but loose. J.D. Walker. That's J.D.'s revenge. You know, J.D. Walker, boy talker. You know what I'm saying? So all these ancient stories or stories about people that was in our culture is the swastika symbol is found all around the world. Somebody asked that question. Because the swastika is a symbol for balance with nature, and when it's in reverse, that means that somebody is going against nature. It's invited up. The only person that's in there is trying to come in and ask questions. I'm gonna see if they let her in or him. Dana. Hey, hey,
Hi. I was just,
how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing magnificent. Thanks for asking.
You fasting? Did you say you were
No, I'm not.
fasting?
No, I didn't say I was fasting. I'm not fasting right now.
Oh, okay.
I did enough of that. I did enough of that for a lifetime, especially when I started this process going through the dark night.
Going through
I was
your
fasting, so yeah,
priesthood?
yeah. So it's like an initiation, but it's also part of your spiritual development. You know, when your emotions is out of control, you fast because if you control your appetite, it gives you more control of your emotional or spiritual body. So when you going through a crisis, um, and you meditating, you trying to center yourself. And fasting facilitates you centering yourself because once you get past a certain point in your fast, uh, you start to feel the energy moving through your body, and then you be able to realize that the emotions is just for navigational purposes. You're not supposed to live there. You're only supposed to visit for a little while.
Well put. Yeah. I
So,
felt some energy go through me on a 40-day fast. I felt I lifted off the ground. I had to I had to put down the totem I was holding. I had a hawk wing, and I was
hmm
shaking that thing, and it was moving all on its own. And then I started lifting right off the ground. I was like, oh, I better put this thing down. I'm gonna fly right out of here.
you said you was doing the ritual with a hawk wing.
Yes, sir.
What tribe you from, sweetie?
Well, I know
You,
for a fact my father told me we were Blackfoot, and I know for another fact that Chief Joseph M. Hazard is my grandfather.
so the ritual you doing with the feather, them the bird clans ritual. Now you got different bird clans that use different symbols from different birds. By you using the hawk wing, was it brown or red hawk?
It's the spotted one with the
Okay.
white and the brown.
Oh, that's the brown and
Yeah.
white one. So that's the overt clan that you from, which is your rituals come from, right? Your hawk totem would be the black and white hawk, the one that you use the wing for. So you tapping into the frequency of the totem energy when you using the implement made from the totem animal.
The
But it has a what's
directionals, north, south,
right.
east,
And
west, that had a lot to do with it getting to my north gate, if you know what I mean. like when
Mm,
I would face that direction, and then I'd feel the energy. This serious.
yeah. So the old culture, while you were doing your ritual with the overt, they had the Black Hawk chief from the Black Hawk stealth priests are the warrior priests,
Oh, oh,
and they was similar ritual 9 out of 10 simultaneously with you without y'all even knowing it. Because they follow the energy that the priestess put out, and they try to pick the energy up to translate for the clan wherever they at what message is being relayed about conditions across the land.
a strong wind flew in from the east. Gate.
And that's why they call it wind talkers.
What are they called? I
Wind
didn't.
talker.
Okay.
But a tribal code talker, like the Navajo code talkers or wind talkers, all tribes have priests that is trained in it because they talking to each other telepathically and they reading nature to pick the message up on both sides. We call that knocking to a knockback, right? Code flippers.
The
So the
Douglas
code
fir
flipper,
trees as well.
right? Yeah.
Wisdom trees.
That's the fir is the evergreen, the eternal tree of life, the tree that never dies, meaning that even when it snows outside, it's still green. It's forever green, right?
Yes, that's what
Green
I
is
love about.
the greenhouse is the ones who responsible to maintain the balance in the foliage of the planet. Those are the women that they call Earths in the 5% nation.
In
The
fact, the women,
roundup,
I could feel them coming over the Wind Talker channel asking me to put the pines on the altar and yeah, they really like, because not everybody has the evergreen, if you know what I mean.
yeah. So when the women talk, they talk in groups.
Hmm.
And the high rank in the group talk to the other groups telepathically. And the best group to be in is the Big Mama group because they got information from the entirety of all of the different houses. Based on the colors, tell you what the tribe that's doing the work. The symbols tell you which tribe is doing the work. The colors, the symbols, the numbers. Then you have the dances, the local dances that they call cultural phenomenons that's popping up in diverse places, which is the genetic code of the old tribal dances expressing itself based on the geography across the land. Different tribes had different dances. Like in the West Coast, they B and C walking, but they Harlem shaking up in Harlem. They jitting in Detroit. So we all still doing the fancy footwork, but that's how we communicating in artistic expression.
Choreographing constantly, you make music, you choreograph in your mind's eye. Yeah. And that's how we stay together. We may not be physically dancing, but we are. I know the
Yeah. So
Pumangita of a lot of dances. Like I may be Pumangita as well because
mhm,
I got the in the Eastern Indians that guarded the rivers over there. Where we grew the tobacco,
mhm.
Virginia.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's where we was all called from. That's where we got our call from. When
Mississippi
they left
too.
with Lewis and Clark, they knew we was moving southeast, so they sent Lewis and Clark's expedition to what they call survey the land. And as they surveyed the land, they knew that all of the chiefs had abandoned their castles to go fight the Gullah Wars because they the commanding forces. They the one don't know general in the tribes of the earth tribes. We don't send our soldiers to war unless we lead in the battle. That's the purpose of the war bonnet, so the soldiers can always see where the chief at on the battlefield, because he's the one with the full regalia, right? Scout chief have one or two feathers or three feathers, but the full feather chief with
That's
the war bonnet
a war
leading the
bond.
war.
That's a
Yep,
war bond. I
yep.
know.
That's for, they don't wear it every day. They got us thinking we used to
No,
walk around with that. We walk around just like we do now, but we put that on when it's time to
when
do the
it's time to woo, woo,
perform a ceremony
woo, 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 on our
or
ponies
the rally.
with our bows and arrows and shit and guns. You know, it was
Yep.
real. It is real, but it's getting better.
hmm So I got some more people asking to come up,
Yes, sir.
and I'm gonna let them come up in case they had questions, and I'll talk to you later.
Feathers
Okay, sweetie?
up. Take care.
Feathers up. So let the next person up. I get long winded. I be like, damn, Rod, shut your ass up and let the people talk. And all the people
Hey,
be
how are
like,
you
Rod,
doing?
won't you? Hey,
I'm
how
working
you
on some
doing, sweetie?
art right now. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You make my
Nice.
eyes.
How are you say?
Yeah.
No, I
Saturday.
haven't had a stuff here, but
Let me stop. I'm getting online. I'm at work. I'm at work.
I wanted to show you this art piece I'm working on right now. Oh, let me see. How do I flip my camera?
Oh yeah, yeah, the Panther.
I'm not done. I have a bunch of canvases and stuff, but I'm gonna do it.
You got some skills.
Thank you. No, I have a lot of pieces. The good news is that store offered me a job to where I can start putting my art on t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, that's right up your alley. Because you get
Yeah.
it out into the world, and now you got people walking around with your art on their body.
hmm
How
Yeah.
you been, Gucci?
I'm really excited for it. And I'm glad. I have two Instagrams so people don't get confused. I have an art page and then this is my family one, you know. But yeah, my I post a lot on social media. I've been discovering like when we talk about ancestral stuff, there's a lot about my family that I didn't know. And then
Did you
like that's why I enjoyed going live
that
with
amazed you?
others here on Instagram because it gave me that space to talk. But then I saw that some people were not genuine.
Oh, yeah.
And um,
So out of the
all
stuff
the girls,
about your
oh,
family,
yeah,
what was the
you be
fascinating
careful.
thing you?
Yeah, I had some weird encounters. And then I would get frustrated because I always had the motivation to teach exactly art, but that didn't. Like it's a competition a lot of times through the social media and stuff, and I would get shy. Like I didn't want to participate in things, and um, I'm doing a documentary right now. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be fun.
That's just a fire.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, the paint.
what can you
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
all of the new stuff you discovered about your family? What was the thing that fascinated you the most?
that fascinated me the most is, I guess, my ancestors, and then learning, like, when I went to school, like, I didn't like it, obviously, but when I was there, it taught me, like, I was always the awkward kid. Like, I didn't get along. And especially where I grew up, like, I'm mixed. So I went to a strictly Hispanic school, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So a lot of them didn't even look at me as Hispanic, but um, but I'm black, you know. So they don't. It was very hard. Yeah, I got made fun of a lot, bullied and stuff.
Well,
So my art taught me how to get through that, and I think sometimes with the things I went through as a child, maybe hindered me as an adult, and that's why I want to help other women because I know women struggle through um, things that we went through as children, and yeah, that's my whole motive. I want to help people do art and learn art in a way of expression, and I can show it
mm,
to you again so you can have all my art supply. I'm just nervous, so I'm like,
you all right, sweetie? Yeah, that's cool. All
and
right.
I kind of like wanted to make the panther look like Earth,
Yeah.
but I'm not done yet. This is like I'm not. This is just a sketch.
You got anything that's finished?
Um, yeah. Give me 1 second so I can show you. There's a couple pieces I'm working on. I'm not done with this one.
All right.
And then here, let me show. And this one was made by my son's father.
Mhm.
We're not together, but we inspired each other's art a lot.
The people watching like you too.
Yeah, I've been. There's a lot of detail in it. Like I'm like trying to make it look like a turtle
Mm-hmm.
with a flower shell, and then I'm trying to do the detail where it looks more like an eye,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah. One of my favorite paintings is actually with the shop that I was working with, so I don't have it right now. But I do have more artwork that I can show. Oh, this one. Sorry, all these canvases. Oh, you're mute. I don't know if I can hear you.
Yeah. I said you got some good.
Yeah. And like I feel like the Aztec stuff for me personally, it means a lot, and that's why I try to like teach people about it
Mm-hmm.
because I want people to remember that. like a lot of people get afraid of Mexico, you know, or like I want to go there, but even my family that's from Mexico tell me not to go.
Your art
I'm like,
remind me of Frida Kahlo.
yeah.
Oh. Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna let you out so I can let somebody come up and ask some questions. All right?
All right.
I appreciate you
Thank
showing.
you. Thank you.
Okay, sweetie. I'll talk to you later. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna
Hello.
physical. Hey, where you?
Let me get some light. How you doing?
I'm trying to figure out how I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Um,
Is your camera on?
yeah. Can you see me now?
Oh, well, go ahead, sweetie. Ask your question.
So I've been how are you doing? First of all.
I'm doing miserable as ever, just like I'm supposed to
Oh,
be.
oh dang.
It's only a temporary condition. I ain't finna live in that shit.
Yeah. 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 I've
You know,
been
you
I've been watching.
gotta to be
You
something,
said
right?
what?
You gotta go through something to be something, right?
Most definitely. I'm learning
Okay.
that now.
So I can be something.
Yeah. I've been watching you and following you for a while now, maybe like 2, 3 years, and I'm fascinated with um just like the connection that you have with people
Hmm.
of like just telling us, I don't know, like the spiritual part of us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how you can just when people talk to you, when you have conversations with people and you can just tell them like about themselves, you know? So
Yeah.
the question that I was having was like, I want to be more in tune with like spiritually, like with my ancestors and stuff. Cause like a lot of people I feel like I'm having those intuitive moments or whatever, but I don't know. It just I don't never get like confirmation, you know?
Okay. So let me help you with that. I need you to go to YouTube and type in the art and science of self-talk. Where you can just type self-talk in, and they're gonna give you they're gonna explain to you how it works, the mechanics of the
Mm,
self-talk. Right? Then you get type in how to breathe like a singer. And every day for a couple minutes a day. It don't have to be no all day thing, but start controlling your breath like a singer,
mhm,
right? And the exercises that singers do for breath control, right? Then um, you need to activate your first. You have to learn your higher language. This is why you need the self-talk. So when you start talking to yourself, you gonna in your mind you're gonna hear the answer coming back to you from source. Don't let nobody confuse you with what's going on inside your head. But everything that come into your head is not your thought. So if it don't sound like your voice, that ain't from you. But if you recognize the voice, you'll know who it come from. Most
mhm.
don't even know that when we hear things playing in our head, that they're not all in the same voice until you start paying attention,
Okay.
right? So this is why you got to learn the art and science of self-talk so you can weed out all of the background talkers and tune in to your own voice coming from the higher realm.
Oh.
Then your information will start to be more accurate because now when your intuition activate, you can intellectualize what you perceiving because now you know how your higher self communicate with you,
Hmm.
right? And then I want you to get a book called the CRV Manual, the Controlled Remote Viewer Manual. It's going to give you exercises in there to train yourself how to be a remote viewer. That's clairvoyance. That's the ability to see into anywhere within the confines of space and time with the projection of the mind to the location. If you do those things, by the time but in practice them, you won't even realize that you, from the practice, you start actively be able to be an active oracle.
Okay. So yeah, because that's definitely what I need to work on is like my discernment with um just in general, just my discernment. Because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I have like them superpowers or whatever. I call them superpowers. My great aunt, she knows. You ever heard of a saying where if you dream of fish, then someone in the family is pregnant? Yeah, she's been doing that for years. Like, and I told her about it. And I was like, yeah, you got superpowers or whatever. She was just like, she don't. I don't know. I don't know if she recognized it as that or, but she just
It's the same as ESP.
yeah.
So the tips I just gave you to practice, it makes you turn up the ability to use your psychic faculties better.
Yeah, because I'm
If you
trying to, and
notice,
I'm trying to figure out like what I know I have a lot. I've been like as a child, I dream a lot and I have weird dreams, or sometimes it feel like my dreams are like deja vu. Like it's something about like dreaming is different for me, but I
mhm.
can't never really like
What's your name, sweetie?
Takia
Takia. Where you calling from?
North.
I supposed to ask that when I picked you up. I forgot somebody in the comments just
I am
reminded me.
from Durham, North Carolina.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
I don't get it, girl. Yes. So the stuff that you will be learning, it's gonna work gradually. The more you practice it, the stronger it's gonna be when it start working. Because once you understand your higher language and how you communicate with yourself, you begin to be able to write your own personal codex, which is a translating tool for your dreams. This is why people dream journal
Mm.
because the dream will show patterns in the physical realm where you can translate your dreams
Yeah,
more accurate.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to. I be trying to figure it out. Like I look online and like do the dream meanings and stuff like that. And sometimes it makes sense, but sometimes I can't like really what you call it.
It don't actually match with
Yeah,
what you feel.
yeah, yeah.
So in the dream state, the understanding of what an archetype is important because when you in the dream state, you in fourth dimensional mind matrix,
Mm,
but when you in astral, you in spirit matrix. The astral realm imprints on the physical realm everything that we see, but it all has to go through agency of the mind, the fourth dimension, from the fifth, in order to get to the third. And that's why they say if you can think of it, create it. If you don't, somebody else will. That's because once you bring the thought down into the physical world, it has to manifest. And if you can't make it manifest, somebody who else will get the idea that'll figure it out.
mm,
And that's why you need a patent office because people don't always patent their ideas, and then they look up somebody else got a patent on it. So
Yeah.
you got five coming in at the same time. They call that popping the quiff. But the first patent filed was the one who opened up the door.
For it to come through. Yeah.
So that's how you get the astral impression of the 3D to manifest in the 3D using the agency of man and mind.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I hear you.
So they're saying that the spirit in the 3D used people to bring stuff into the 3D that was developed in the 5D. Now we going in the 5D consciousness in the 3D realm. We still gonna be in the 3D realm, but we're gonna have fifth dimensional consciousness, which is like having your personal tutor once you understand how to read your higher self. Then you purify the ego, which allows you to know your highest good can be expressed easiest than your worst
Mm.
wickedness.
Okay. I hear that. I hear
Okay?
that. Yeah. I appreciate it. So, you said YouTube and look up self-talk and then do the breathing methods that singers do. And
Yeah,
that'll help me out.
yeah. And don't forget the CRV control remote viewing manual.
So, I hope you gonna say this live, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna save it.
Okay, because I don't got no pens. You said CRV, something.
Play it back and get it out.
Yeah. All right. I think that's everything. Yeah.
Sweetie, I'm gonna let you go and bring somebody else up, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by to see me.
Absolutely.
Come on, little goddess. Let's talk about what the loyal goddess is talk about. What we all want to know. Well, hello there.
Hey, Mr. Hayes. I don't know how to if I don't know how to take this thing off from anywho, I'm just gonna go. So I've been following you for a while. I'm surprised to see you on live again. You don't really hardly be on here no more. Or I don't be on here no more. I don't know.
I'm on my SikApe page, and I've been in Instagram jail over there for a while now, and they won't let me on, so I came over here to do the Q&A off the Facebook video I did last night.
Okay. I'm not on Facebook. So I've been going through maybe you could just like I want to know more. I know you're very, intelligent in this part. On August 5th, I had a child that that left. My 17-year-old. It was due to the police. Um, and I know, I know about life. I know we're guaranteed to live. To not be here. 10 years ago, my brother, you know, um, transitioned also. Um, I, I just not so much closer, but I want to know like how. I really don't know what I want to ask you, but I just want your guidance, I suppose. You know, um,
Dealing with the
I speak to him through readings. I do read cards. I speak to him through readings. At first, he was really the first week or so. He was really, distraught and like he didn't know what was going on. So I had to guide him. So he's doing better now. He's talking to me. He's throwing out, you know, better cards and kind of like guiding me. But I don't. I'm really kind of like lost right now. I need to put myself back up.
the first thing you need to know before you know anything else is you grieve according to your own time. Can't nobody tell you to get past it or get over it or none of that just because you grieve, how long or how hard you grieve. But allow yourself the opportunity to grieve, even if you have to go into solitude in order to gain your senses back. Okay?
Hmm.
That's the first thing you need to know. The second thing you need to know is this: you need to do spiritual baths during the time of difficulty to allow you to relax the stress on the spirit so you will be stronger to endure the process of the grief. The prescription for the spiritual bath is hot as you can stand it, and put you about a cup and a half of Epsom salt in there, and you can pick your own essential oil according to how what the power is to the oil or what the character of the oil does. And then you take you a cup of alcohol, but you do not put the alcohol in the bath water until you submerge, because that's going to wash your aura,
Okay.
right? It's going to also make your connection to your ancestors on the other side
Okay.
clearer. And your son is in the ancestral realm, and you will be able to have ancestors counsel him, because when we recently cross over, it's the same trauma that we feeling or grief we feeling, they feeling grief too, and they need the ancestors that's already over there to assist them. But if he don't know how to ask for the help, they don't volunteer. And you can teach him how to ask for the help. Once you clarify your connection to the realm, you can ask them as his mother, you can ask the ancestors that's there to aid him in his transition. And you will find that when they start to answer your call to aid him, your grief in the 3D realm will start to subside faster. And once you feel that the ancestor that you needed him to connect with the most connect, it's going to be an acceptance that comes with that in the cycles of grief that's going to allow you to breathe.
Okay.
So that brings us to what I just told the sister before you about the science of breath. Breathe like a singer. Because when you grieve and you breathe shallow,
Yeah. I've
and it
caught my.
makes the grief last longer because you can't get full breath, which is
Yeah.
getting full. The spirit is breath.
Yeah. I do that because when I'm crying, it's like, it goes like that. And it's
Yeah.
like breathing through the mouth. And I know breathing through the mouth is not good. You got to breathe in through your nose and let it go out through your mouth. So you know, I've been practicing, the breathing also too. But I do catch myself when I'm like hysterically crying that it's like, you know, I guess trying to catch my breath type thing.
That helps most because it'll relax the body enough for you to catch your
You
breath.
said what now?
That's when those baths work the best, because it'll allow the body to relax.
Okay.
Will allow you to catch your breath during the episode.
Okay.
But remember, every time you go through a physical breakdown, you're making a spiritual breakthrough. If you don't know that, it'll make the grief harsher and longer.
Okay.
But when you know it, you can monitor your success in overcoming the process of grief.
Okay. Kind of like flip the energy around. No?
You don't have to. All you got to do is it comes with when you get to the phase of acceptance. That's when you start to and it's going to change you on a spiritual level and make you more useful to other people once you get done going through your process.
Okay.
But you have to go through your own process, because this is the greatest catalyst to growth is great loss. And
Yeah.
that's why you go through the period of grief. It's the
Yeah.
phoenix consuming itself in the fire to become ashes. And then it rises from its own ashes in order to be the greatest phoenix it had ever been. And it do that every time it falls in its own ashes is greater than it was before.
Okay. I do grow a lot of herbs. I have like rue and rosemary. I could use those, and parsley and all that. I could use those for my bath instead of essential oils, right?
You absolutely can. There's a book on Amazon you can get called, I think it's called 105 Spiritual Baths,
Uh-huh.
but it tells you many different types of spiritual baths you can do so you're not just stuck to one. But the basic root ingredient is the hot water and the Epsom salt and the alcohol only after you been submerged.
Okay, so something like rum, would
Um,
that be
you
best?
can use
Rum?
You could use rum. Depend on your spiritual practice because a lot of the women from the Louisiana area they use the rum. They use white lightning, what's moonshine,
Uh-huh.
and they use uh, um, Johnny Walker Red, Johnny Walker Black, Old Granddad. So depending on your preference, those alcohols are acceptable. But they to wash the alcohol itself is to wash the aura.
Okay. Okay. So do that after after I submerge in the bath, I'll go ahead and put that in. Has I'm submerging in the bath.
You know,
I use that
once
alcohol.
you under the submerged, the majority of your body submerged, then you pour the alcohol in.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, my grandmother, she's also gone, but she used to like that Johnny Walker. So I could either use that or the rum.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you use that kind of alcohol, you can use a single shot from a shot glass
If I use the
or
Johnny
as many
Walker.
shots as necessary. Yep. When you use that, you measure with the shot glass.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you can use one shot glass up to like 10, depending on how much energy you think that you need to cleanse what you're going through. You will feel it. And the more you use spiritual baths, it's like learning a new skill. You will know what you need in order to help you recover from whatever you're going through.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you, if if you could help me in any way like this. I mean, I'm pretty okay with with death and whatnot, but it's like being your own child. It hits a little different. I know that we all born here to leave. And I know the pain or whatnot, but I'm not gonna take too much of your time. I just, you know, like I said, I'm gonna do the spiritual bath. And you said what?
Your son, your son, if he's coming back anytime soon, he's going to tell you who he's coming back through as their child. So when he come, he would want you to be there to greet him. If I tell you ahead of time, you'll pay attention to the signs he give you,
As far as him
and
coming
it'll
back,
yeah. Because
he will be
sometimes
able to tell me. He'll
traumatically like that, they turn around and come right back.
Okay. Let me ask you this, because one of my other children, he's a male. Um, he's expecting. Well, the girl is expecting, and the first thing too, like I noticed, I'm like, well, is this Thailand already coming back, or does it take longer for that?
When you first asked that question, why
He's,
did you ask it? What was your intuition telling you that made you ask yourself that question?
well,
You
I just
had a feeling.
I felt I kind of felt that, like, when that happened, when the same day that happened, it was like a light bulb. It was like, fuck, that's probably Thailand coming back. That's the baby that's coming in is probably Thailand. Not,
Is
I,
that brother his baby brother?
huh?
Is the brother brother that's having the baby his favorite brother? Because we always come back to our favorite, the one we love the most.
No, it's actually they actually bump heads a lot to tell you the truth,
That's, that's also part of the love relationship that they have.
Yeah, yeah. He actually always was like he always used to he's old the one that's having the baby, he's actually older than him, but it seemed like Talon, the one that that's no longer with the transition, he was more mature than him. And um and um and um what was I say? I lost my train of thought, but yeah, it just seemed, I don't know, that's what came like that same day. It was just like, and I never, it was just like that same day. I was like, wow. I said, that must be the baby. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna give you a little
You
that'll
keep
help you
breaking.
understand. Can you hear me?
I could hear you now, but keep kind of like going off and on. But go ahead.
So, in your bloodstream, your certain cells are still there from the
Hmm.
gestation period. They with you through your
Okay.
whole life.
Okay.
And when your cells are in distress, your children's cells come to the aid,
Okay.
right? You have a heart link connection with them that came from him being in your uterus.